Easy, James here. Now this is video number 2 on the videos I'm doing about how to connect your computer to your DJ setup. Now in the last video we looked at how to connect your computer to your mixer, so you could do like virtual DJ, Serato, that kind of thing. In this one we're going to look at doing the opposite, how to connect your mixer to your computer so you can like record your mix, stuff like that, and sample. Now if you haven't seen the first video, I recommend that you go back and watch it first, because I'm going to reference a few things in this video that you won't understand unless you've seen the first one. So I'll put it as a video response below and then you can check that one out, otherwise you won't understand what I'm talking about in this one. Right now, if you followed the first video and you had the exact setup that I showed you in the video, you're going to have a bit of a problem now, because you can't connect your mixer to the line input because you've used it up basically for to do what you did in the first video. So there is a way around it. The only problem is you're either going to need a second sound card or you're going to need to use a slightly different setup. So what I'll do is then we'll have a look at this and I'll show you in more detail what I mean. Now the problem is you've already used the line in socket as one of your outputs, because this sound card uses those two ports as outputs when you have it in 6-channel mode. Now some setups or some software will allow you to use only 4.1 output, which means you can have that into there and then only have 2 separate outputs, and it will still leave your line in socket as a line in socket. Now the trouble is not all sound cards support that, and not all software allows you to do that. Right now the way around this is actually to get a new sound card. Now I know you're probably thinking, oh man, that's going to cost money, but bear with me here and I'll explain what I mean, because this doesn't have to cost a lot. Now buying a new sound card sounds expensive, but it doesn't have to be, okay? Sure, you can buy one of these top of the range creative sound blasters or whatever, or you can get one like this. Now I got this out of my local new and used computer shop out the bargain bucket for £1, okay, and it even came with drivers which, believe it or not, works with Windows 7. Okay, now this is a Creative Sound Blaster. I think it's a digital 1024. Now it's a 5.1 surround sound card, so it's got 6-channel outputs, but it's got separate mic-in and line-ins on this as well. So what you could do is put this straight in your computer and then connect virtual DJ outputs from this card straight into your mixer, and you still have your empty line in port. Now this card's quite old now, I think this came out in like 2001, but it will work fine for what you want it for, okay? If you want to use this you can, or you can use the other method which I will go through now. Now another solution would be to use the audio interface that I showed you in the other video. Just bung it into a USB port, and then you've got an input and an output. So you might already be using the output, but then you can use the input as well. This card supports what's called ASIO, which means you can stream audio into the card and out of the card simultaneously without increasing latency and without decreasing quality as well. So that's pretty handy. So if you've got one of these things, that's the handy solution, because you can just whack it straight into the input, job done. Okay, now if you've got a mixer like this one that's got multiple audio outputs on the back, that's great, because this is going to be so much easier. If you're using the interface that I showed you, all you're going to need is one of your cables that goes from RCA to RCA, and connect one end to your record output. On this one it's called tape output, but it's the same thing. So white to white, red to red, and then on your interface you're looking for input, okay, and then just connect the other end of that cable, red to red, white to white, and that's it, job done, you're sorted. Now if you're using the inputs on your sound card, if let's say for example you went out and bought a sound card or whatever, or you are managing to use the line in on the back of your computer, you want a cable that goes from 2 RCAs to a 3.5mm stereo mini jack, and then all you do is same thing, RCA end, white to white, red to red, into the tape or record output, and then you take your mini jack end of that and then connect that to the line input on your sound card. Okay, normally it's blue. And that's it, job done. Now that is assuming that you've got those multiple audio outputs on the back. Right, now if you've got a mixer like this one that's only got one audio output, it's not going to be a simple case of just quickly connecting it straight up. Okay, you're going to need to go out and buy something else, or you might not have to. Okay, I'll show you a couple of things you can do. Now, one thing, you can get what's called a wire splitter, and you can get these things from like Maplin's or Radio Shack or wherever supermarket. Basically, it looks like this. Okay, now what you can do is you can connect this end of the connector into the back of your mixer. Then you can connect one of the ends to your computer, and then connect the other end to like your speakers or your amp or whatever you would normally connect your mixer to get sound, whether it be a powered speaker or something like that. So you can just connect it up as normal, but it just gives you the means to split your output into two directions, so you can connect it two different ways. Well, now there is another way you can do this. It's not the preferred way of doing it, but this way doesn't involve buying anything. Okay, what you can do is you take one of your cables that goes from RCA to 3.5mm jack, get the RCA end, white to white, red to red, connect it to your audio output, then take the other end of your the 3.5mm jack end, and then connect that to the line input on your sound card. So you're basically connecting the mixer straight to the computer. Then what you can do is you can go into your control panel, go into the audio settings, and then set your line in to come straight out of the speakers. So what you're doing is the sound will come out of your mixer, straight into the computer, then straight out of your speakers, but you can also record off of this signal as well. Now, the only problem with that is you have to have your computer on to be able to hear your mixer, any sound coming out your mixer. So that's not really the preferred method. Right, okay, now there's one more way that you can do this, and this is probably the easiest way of doing it, and this is how I've done it in the past. If you're using an amp like this one for your monitor speakers, right, now on the back of these things there's normally a record output. Now there's actually two of them on this one. There's one for minidisc and one for tape. Now, let's say that you've got your signal coming in from your mixer, okay, going straight into the auxiliary input, okay. Now, what you can do is, if you take, let's say for example, you got one of your jack to RCA cables, and let's go out of, say, I don't know, like the minidisc output, record out, okay. So you connect that to your minidisc record output, and then you take the jack end of that and then connect it to the line input on your sound card as normal. And that is pretty much job done. So basically the signal's coming in through auxiliary, and as long as this channel is selected on the amp, a signal will be coming out of here at all times. Most of these amps, even if the amp is actually switched off, you'll still have a signal coming out of here because it just connects directly to this port when it's selected on the front. So you can do that, or you can use one of your other cables. You can use one of your normal RCA to RCA cables and connect that one to the minidisc record output or the tape output, because normally the tape output is what you've got on the back of these things, and then take that end and plug it into the input on your interface like that. And that is pretty much as simple as that. You see what I mean? This is the most straightforward way of doing it. So if you've got one of these and you're using one, use that record output. Trust me, it's handy. Right, and once you've got everything connected up, the next thing you need to worry about is software. You need an audio editor and recorder. Now, you could go out and buy one. If you do want to pay for one, then there's a few of them on the market. Just Google search for like, you got like SoundForge, what's the others? Adobe Audition, WavePad. There's a few others on the market. So just Google them, have a look, see what one you like the look of, download a demo of it, and then try it out, see what you think. If you like it, go out and buy it. If you don't, move on. If you don't want to buy one and you want a free one, here's a free one for you. Now, as soon as you mention free audio recorder and editor, straight away everyone knows it's the one, and that's Audacity. It's like the most talked about free audio software going. Now, there's a few reasons why that is, and there's a few reasons why people go for this software. One, it's pucker, it's really good, okay? It's packed with loads of features, it's got all the bells and whistles you'd expect in this kind of software. Two, it's free, absolutely free, not a copper coin. And thirdly, it's cross-platform. So it works with all operating systems. Doesn't matter if you're using Mac, Windows, Linux, doesn't matter. It works with all of them. So if you want Audacity, which is free, I'll show you now how to get it. Okay, so to get Audacity, first of all, you want to launch a web browser, whichever one you're using, doesn't matter. And then you want to head over to this website. It's audacity.sourceforge.net. Okay, and once you're there, down the side here, you've got two options. You've got two versions here. You can either go for the 1.3.12 beta, or you can go for the normal version. Okay, I'm just going to go for the normal version, probably more stable. At the side here, you've got a few options. You've got your operating system. You've got like Linux, you've got Mac, Windows. You can got the source code there. So for me, that's Windows, so select whatever one it is. And then over the side here, it says here that you've got Windows 98 ME, 2000 XP, Vista. Windows 7 isn't listed, but it does support Windows 7. So just click on the installer. And then in Google Chrome, you'll get this little warning message that comes up, there you go, about downloading executables. Don't worry about that, it's all safe, so just save that. Right, okay, now this is downloaded, I'm just going to give you a quick demonstration of how quick and easy this is to install. Okay, so just going to run that. Okay, run. Okay, so here we go, yeah, next. Accept the EULA, next. Next, install, and it literally takes about 5 seconds. Wallop, there you go, that's it, done. So just click finish, and it should run Audacity as soon as it's finished. And that's how quick and easy it is to install, and it's just as quick to uninstall it as well, and it doesn't trash your registry or leave any crappy files behind. Okay, so that's it. Now, once it's opened, there is one more thing that you want to do, okay? You want to go up here to Edit, and you'll go to Preferences, and you want to select your sound card output and your sound card input as well, okay? So select which one you want to go in and out of. Also, make sure it's in 2-channel stereo, okay? Otherwise, you'll be recording in mono. And that's it, literally, it's that easy, and you've installed Audacity. So this program is really good, okay? It's really light on resources as well, so it makes a really good background recorder if you just want to record maybe a little bit better quality than, like, say, one of these screen capture softwares. You can have it running in the background recording, and it literally takes up like minimal amount of memory. So there you go, that's it. So there you go. I hope this video has been a help. I hope I managed to pack enough information in there for you. If you've got any questions or anything, just leave comments below. I'll put any information in the description, and I'll put the link to Audacity down there as well. Now, if you think I've missed anything out or you've got anything to add, feel free to leave video responses below as well. If you've got any extra little tips that I haven't mentioned, or any information that you think I might have missed out, just don't hesitate to leave a video response. So there you go. I hope this video's been a help. Thank you for watching. Nice one.